Hello fellow Caraballs, I am Psy and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary. My opponent this game is going to be sDsEnvyKiom. I have no idea what nationality that is. Kiom sounds like some kind of Russian, Ukrainian, or Dutch. I have no freaking clue type of name. But he is going to say have fun, so maybe he speaks English. I don't know. Anyway, I am in the top right as the blue Zerg. My opponent is in the bottom left as the red Terran. And the last couple of games I've been showing have had a little bit of bad manner, and I blame Dota 2. The Dota community is the worst community in the world, besides maybe like Call of Duty Online and stuff like that. And it really brings out the worst in me. I'll be like raping kids and you know, they'll be GGing and being so nice about it, and then at the end of the game I'll be like, yeah, suck my dick, bitch, you guys fucking suck, my grandma can play better than you with the balls in her mouth, you know, stuff like that. And it's certainly not called for, and it's just like, I know I can get away with it, and it's so fun that I'll do it anyway. I'll just kind of separate myself from the fact that it's probably making some people mad or making them not enjoy the game as much. So when I stream today, 1 to 4 p.m. PST, I will try to tone down the bad mannerness. If they go completely cheesy strategies and it works on me, I'm just going to rage like crazy on them. But it's definitely not called for as much as I make it seem. So I'll try to tone down the BM. I don't know if this game has any BM. I know what happens this game, and it certainly makes me mad. However, it is a very back and forward game, I have to say. But I don't remember if I actually BM or not. So yeah. Anyway, the Terran player is kind of going some macro cheese. You can have micro cheese and you can have macro cheese. Micro cheese would be like a 6 pool or like a 2-rax, even though 2-rax is actually pretty standard. Some people consider it cheese. And macro cheese is something like, you know, 3 hatch before spawning pool or command center before barracks, which is what we're seeing here. He's really, and then a gas first. He's really exploiting the fact that all Zerg players love to fast expand, and I don't really blame him. But, you know, what if a Zerg player just goes 14 pool, 14 hatch, and you just get like a baneling bus going, or maybe even just run lings by? Very dangerous play by Kiom here, so we'll see. We'll have to see if it pays off or not. Here comes my own gas, around 17. The Overlord on the way as well. Spawning pool coming up. Whoa, watch out for the spawning pool. But the biggest problem I've had in Zerg versus Terran lately is timing with my roaches and the timings to get my third base, because I don't know if I should get my third base before I'm able to push back the Hellions with roaches or after I'm able to do that. It seems like it'd be hard to get a drone down there, but if you do lay down the hatchery, even if he has Hellions, he's not going to be able to kill the hatchery. If he's got like 4 Hellions firing away at a hatchery, it's not going to do a thing. So I look for some feedback because I don't watch a lot of Zerg replays or a lot. Shut up! Oh, you're so cute. Come here. Come here. I don't watch a lot of Zerg replays to learn these timings when I actually should. But anyway, we'll see how I do this game as far as that goes. 2 lings on the way, and this is what I was saying last game. Last game I got 6 lings when I really only needed 2 or 4. Now this game I have 2 because I realized, you know, oh shit balls, what did I just do? Oh, fuck nugget, shit, fuck ass, fuck nug. Alright, I skipped ahead a little bit. Okay, I skipped ahead a little bit, you didn't miss anything. 1 ling on the tower. Shut up, cat. Really? Fucking. I didn't really need 6 lings last game because, ooh, is this SCV gonna go down? Because I knew he was gonna go Hellions. All Terran players go Hellions. Oh, looks like the SCV. Oh, I pulled back. I thought the SCV was gonna die, and it would have died. If I would have kept attacking it, because I wasn't expecting him to repair it. So Kiom kind of expecting the SCV to survive when it really shouldn't have. So a tiny little mistake there by me, because I expected my opponent to be better than he actually is. That happens a lot. Surprisingly, a lot of bad players can catch you off guard with really unusual decision making. Okay, now we're seeing something unusual here. It looks like he is going at Reactor Factory, maybe even into Tech Mech. We are seeing something really unusual here. First off, another reactor on this barracks. He might even lift off that factory and land it onto that reactor. And second, we're seeing a pretty fast layer and no roach warren. So I'm going to take the risk that this one spine crawler can, you know, deter any kind of Hellions. Now, I said before, one spine isn't going to do a lot against any number of Hellions, but it will scare the Terran opponent. The Terrans generally aren't very good with Hellions. They are way too safe with them. Like, they'll run away against one spine, or like they just won't finish off 10 drones Instead, they'll run away and try to like not take damage. It's really weird. You don't see a lot of good Terran Hellion users. It's similar with sentries and force fields. But we are seeing a swap onto that reactor. He's going double Hellion reactor. Oh my god. I have to say though, my Overlord spread is really good, so if he chose to drop, I'd probably be able to see it, but it looks like he's just going to rally up at this watchtower, make sure I can't see the count that he has of his Hellions, and move in that way. The Spire is on the way though, so if he doesn't come soon, the meters will be out and they'll be able to shoot away at these Hellions, but he's got 8 of them now. He's going to wait for 12. I cannot believe he's doing this. This is so cheesy, and this is the kind of shit that frustrates me too. 1 spine, no roaches into a Spire. I mean, it's frustrating that he did this strategy, and it's frustrating that I don't just go standard Roach Warren. You know, get a standard Roach Warren, get like 3 roaches. I could just completely block this off, and that would make this build useless as... Oh, damn, that was like a perfect chance for an analogy. Useless as something very useless. Harvester count 43 to 54, so he's following this up with a 3rd command center. And, man, just imagine if I did a normal roach push, 8 to 10 roaches. He'd be dead. This is why this stuff is considered cheesy by me. If I just did normal, it's so vulnerable. If I did roach push, if I just had a couple roaches blocking off the ramp, so on. But he's going to get on in here with 12 Hellions, able to 3-shot my queen, which is unusual when you're talking about Hellions. I tried to throw down some evolution chambers to block everything off, but that's just not going to happen. 6 mutas on the way, but so many drones getting toasted. At this point, I don't see any point trying to macro my drones or micro my drones because they're all going to die. Looks like I'm able to get a couple of them away. And when I saw this happening, what I should have done is like evolution chamber, evolution chamber, evolution chamber, evolution chamber, something like that, just frantically to try to salvage whatever I could, but it's not going to happen. If we look at the workers killed, we're seeing so many units dying. 22 drones so far. He's still moving around in my mineral lines. 24 drones, down goes that queen. 2 more mutas on the way. Where are those mutas at, man? There they are. Now they're going to be finishing off these Hellions, hopefully. I don't think he's lost any of them. Looks like he's lost 4 of them. He's down to 7 Hellions. Looks like the remainder of them will be going down. The harvester count of 29 to 54. Oh, they're continuing to fall. And finally clean it up. 29 harvesters to 0 harvesters. Let this be a lesson to you guys. Get a Roach Warren no matter what you think your opponent is doing, no matter who your opponent is. Get a goddamn Roach Warren against Terran players. Oh man, he's trying to throw out some turrets. Looks like when he saw those mutas, he threw out an engineering bay, but I don't know if those are going to get done in time. I do have 8 mutas against just 2 marines, and these struggling to be finished turrets, sniping that SCV, and he's trying to surround all of these SCVs around this turret, but the turret can only build so fast, and I'm just going to work on the turret itself. Now that turret going down, another turret going down, not very many marines here, and at this point I should be like, I can win this. I can win this. There's a reason I showed this game, you guys. It wasn't just because I died to a bunch of newbie Hellions. I should have been busting down the supply depot and rallying non-stop Lings. We can see the Lings rallying here. I actually have a muta right here, a bit misrallied. But he's losing so many SCVs, 8 SCVs, 29 still, but you know, whatever. But he is rallying a lot of Marines. He's got 5 racks. 5 racks. 4 with reactors, so that's 9 Marines at a time. So he should be able to rally to defend this eventually. But here come my Lings, but the supply depot isn't gone, and I really need that supply depot a bit earlier. Now it's going to be coming in, and will I be able to do any more damage? It's now 29 harvester slots for myself, 13 for him, and he's going to be moving in, try to kill these mutas and Zerglings. How many SCVs is he going to lose? Are these mutas actually going to prevail once more? No, I am going to have to back off. This tank doing a little bit of damage. And looks like this attack will be cleaned up. So 22 workers killed. That's not too shabby compared to 29 that he's killed. I've got my 3rd hatchery up. These guys need to start getting mining, man. It's like Brood War. You actually have to tell your guys to mine. How long are these guys just going to sit there? That idle worker button is just not working out for me, is it? More mutas flying in, realizing, okay, he's got a lot of Marines with combat shield. I'm going to get the heck out of there. His stim is almost finished, and I'm going to be droning up. The drone count is now 42 to 40, so I guess the upside of not having a Roach Warren was having such quick mutas that it caught him off guard, and I was able to equalize a little bit. I'd still say I'm behind. I'm not saturated as well as I should be. I'm actually down by 3. He's got the orbital commands with the mules, and you know, even though I do have this third, oh, that's not good. That is not good. Trying to make too much happen with too little number of mutas. As I was saying, this 3rd base just isn't saturated well enough, and it's going to take a while for that to happen. And he's got a nice look at his infrastructure. Like, he may not have the highest number of workers, he may not be mining gas and stuff like that, but he is ready to spend, man. He's got 9 Marines pumping at a time, 2 tanks pumping at a time. Looks like he's going to be adding medevacs and upgrades to that. So he's got everything going for him. And this is so dangerous, man, because mules they're kind of good. Mules are actually really good. So I got a lot of catching up to do. It's now 50 to 50. Again, you don't want to be even with your Terran opponents. You want to be ahead. My Overlord spread is great. I gotta say this game. It seems like I'm always missing one thing. Either it's Overlord spread, or it's a late layer, or I'm missing a Roach Horn, stuff like that. But I'm gonna try to take the game regardless. I might have been able to focus down that orbital command. Actually, if I kept attacking it, my mutas have that +1 attack. It would have been close. Would have been close. I wouldn't be surprised to see him repair that before he goes to mining. Yeah, he's gonna throw it on a couple turrets, repair that up. And looks like I'm continuing to, well, I thought I was continuing to drone up. Looks like I was a bit afraid that he might move out after his Marines pushed my mutas away. So not a lot of drones on the way. Mutas still flying around trying to get some damage going there. +2 attack, +1 armor for my ground units coming. I've got a bunch of evolution chambers, and I would normally only get 1 or 2, especially when you go mutiling. But I was trying to block off the Hellions, and that's why you're seeing so many of them. Sniping a couple more Marines, and still trying to make a lot happen with not a lot of mutas, especially considering the number of Marines he has. They're +1, he's getting +2, +2, and this is so nasty, man. He is keeping up on the Marine upgrades. So I've got to say, despite leading with a retarded Hellion attack that would have just died to Roaches outright, he's actually playing a pretty good macro game. He's got a lot of good buildings here producing, and those upgrades are great, and that's really key. Upgrading your Marines is extremely important against Zerg players. I cannot stress enough. Extremely important. And he's doing just that. 12 more drones on the way. Baneling speed on the way. Wouldn't be a bad time to get Burrow. I feel like Burrow's underrated. There's so many uses for it. Burrowed Banelings, of course. Burrowing your drones when they're going to die. Burrowing Lings just like right here or right here just to see when your opponent's moving out. So many uses for it. But not a lot of Zerg players get it. I mean, just think, instead of having 18 mutas, I could have 17 mutas and burrow. But, you know, whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Let's check out this army. It's a pretty nasty army. I wouldn't be surprised to see him move out once he hits 2-2. Yeah, there he goes. He goes with a lot of Marines, 5 tanks, and a single Thor. Now, cool. I love this single Thor. It doesn't look like much, but clumped up mutas so much better against Marines than magic boxed mutas. And this single Thor will prevent your mutas from clumping up. You do not want to clump up, because that alone will be a lot more damage than the Marines would ever do against mutas. So really nice play right there. I've got a couple Banelings, only 6 of them, but overall I am quite a bit outnumbered. How do you look at the army tab? Army supply, army tab. There we go. We're seeing I actually outnumber him a lot in gas, but he outnumbers me a lot in minerals. Of course, he's Terran though, so Marines are really good, especially when they're 2-2. You're going to fly in quite a few mutas to pick off these Marines. They are +2 attack, so they're going to be doing the same amount of damage. Oh, so many mutas going down. Poor control of my mutas overall this entire game. Going to be magic boxing the store. Moving into Lings and Banelings. Not a lot of Lings, so mutas getting a bit split. The ones on the right getting demolished. The ones on the left trying to follow up those Lings, but just the Thor just pushing them back. Another Thor actually, and the Marines are going to shoot them away with their superior upgrades. And I wouldn't be surprised if I say something naughty here and then leave the game. We'll have to see. So fucking bad. And he says, "Oh, he got the last word." So I got, man, this guy is just all over me with the Hellions, with the upgrades, with the 1 Thor in there, and the UR before I'm able to leave. And I gotta say, man, before I left this game, I saw him say UR, and it stung a bit because it was true. It was true. I was so bad this game. I BM'd him because of the frustrating Hellions, and I hope you guys can at least sympathize. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. There was a bit of a comeback there that was kind of happening. It ended up being 22 workers lost for him, 29 for me. Those last ones right there were at the final attack. So, yes, get your freaking Roach Warrens, people. Get your Roach Warrens. You're not always going to get lucky and follow up with mutas and kill SCVs and try to equalize it. As always, and I love honeysuckles.